Retro Gaming Roundup.
You drinking a beer while you're doing this?
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beeb and Beer. I've got a beer, I've got a Beeb, and in this episode we're going to be playing Castle Quest, which is another game that I played a lot when I was a kid. Never got that far. I worked out how to solve some of the puzzles, didn't ever get right to the very end, but nonetheless I still enjoyed going back to it again and again. I won't make you read this or read it out loud to you, but basically you are in a castle that's owned by a wizard who's got treasure in the castle, and we want to overcome stuff like guards and threaten monkeys with fire in order to get treasure. Do I want to repeat the instructions? No, I do not. Do I want music? Yes, I do. I always thought that font was really cool at the bottom for a BBC Micro. Here we go. There's quite a lot of controls for this game compared to Daredevil Dennis and other stuff that I played. So left, right, up, down. You can jump, and let me show you this. Over in this direction there's a troll. I think he's a troll. If I try and get over this bridge, he comes running out. I used to brick it when I was a kid doing that. Whoa! Still get the adrenaline rush to this day doing that. Over here got lots of monkeys, so you can pick things up by pressing P. You can put things down by pressing D. You can pick things up and put them in your inventory. I think you put about 5 things in your inventory by pressing S to store things. And then you can use your function keys to highlight things in your inventory and get them out and use them again. Let me retrieve that again. So let me just show you something. Basically, there's a spider in this room. If I walk in there too far, the spider comes down and he eats me. It took me ages to work out when I was 10 or whatever it was. So what you do, I've seen other people do this on YouTube and do it slightly different ways, but it's different in the positioning of the torches at least. But what I did was these monkeys are petrified of fire. So if I put that down there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the monkeys to go in there with me, and then the spider will eat the monkeys whilst I pick up the sword, which is in there. There's a guard. We want to get that other torch. Okay, I've seen other people that are better than me do this with 1 torch. I use 2. Whoa! Did you see how close that was? Right. See the monkeys there? If I just frog march them, basically, if you can see there, they won't walk. I can walk through them quickly and then just kind of frog march them into this little room here. But they won't come out. Look at that. They don't like the fire, so they keep going the other way. And they won't like that fire that I've put down by that ladder either. So I walk slowly in here, and you can see eventually they're so bunched up. I hope I do this right. Come down here, they'll come down the same way, but when they get to here, now if I stand above that ladder, you can't come out. It doesn't want to go down, doesn't want to go that way, so now we go this way, and then I've got my finger on the P button ready to pick up that sword. Come on. Oh, fuck. I'm now shafted because the monkey's got out before me. If I go that way, there's a spider. If I go that way, there's a spider. And there's no way I can get out now without getting eaten by the spider. So I can either press... I'll show you me getting eaten. There you go. Been killed by the spider. Right. Let's do this again, shall we? can't even... It's hard to imagine that I actually worked this stuff out as a kid. Drop. I could use save states, but that would be wrong. Most of these characters are on a set pattern in the way that the little paths that they walk on, as are the monkeys. So everyone's fairly predictable. Right, let's cram the monkeys in there. See if we can get that sword. Got my finger hovering over the pickup button to get the sword. And you know how I know that's a sword? Because it's another button you can press. See that torch in his hand? If I press I now, tells you it's a torch. Tells you my score is 0. Let's go and get the sword out, shall we? And kill some people. So retrieve that. Let me just put that into storage in case I need a torch. And let me retrieve the sword. Watch this. He fights automatically. So by having the sword, that's all I need now. There's no kind of skill to the actual battle bit. But watch this. He'll come down here and then we'll just battle. No hands. That up there is a gem or a ruby of some sort. And we want that to give to the ogre. So we can get across that bridge. Oh, there's 2 of them together. I don't want to battle 2 of them. Here we go. He's speeding up a little bit. Here we go. Let's do him first. There's the wizard. I still don't understand what that means when he flashes up like that. Fight him. And then we pick up that. Let's move somewhere safer before I look at what that actually is. Because I remember, yeah, those things regenerate. The guards. I thought I was going to fall off the edge then. Tense stuff. Let's have a look. So it's saved down here for me to look at my inventory. Let's have a look at... Let's put the sword away. Where's that thing? Retrieve. Inventory. It's a ruby. Nice. Right. Oops. Need to go this way, and this way, and this way. Now watch this. Now when the ogre or troll or whatever it is comes out, he's going to steal that instead, which gives me a chance to get over. But watch this. He comes out and he does that. But what you can do is go down here, pick it back up again. Oh! Flipping hell. Look at that. I've still got it. There we go, I'm safe. Let's get the sword back out. Install the ruby, and I will pick up the sword. There's old matey boy again. there is a gold bar down there, but if I fall into that gap, you can see that I'm not able to jump high enough to jump out of these things. So you don't pick up that until you've got something to stand on. And there's a stool I can get somewhere. So, oh right. So I can't get... I can go into the water, but not for too long, otherwise he drowns. So I need a snorkel or face mask or something to... No! Went in the water for too long. Yeah, oh, come on. And there you have it. It's Castle Quest. I'll show you something else. I'm not going to go through that entire thing again. I'll show you something that used to... this amazed me when I was a kid. The first time I saw this. I don't think it's going to amaze you now, but the fact is, if I go in there with that sword and he gets me, I don't die, I actually get put in prison. And then I can escape from prison. There we go. So one of the other things you can do with items is to throw them. So if I click pick up P, pick up the stool, jump, and you use the arrow keys to throw it in any direction. So you can throw it up in the air. That's not quite high enough, so you need to jump and throw. Knock the torch off the ceiling. We put the stool here. Pick up that. Oops. Get on top of there. And this is another one of the other controls. You can actually move the screen around as well. So you can see my bed is there. The guard is there. What happens when I throw the torch at the bed? Catches on fire. And then what I can do is... I think I'm going to take that stool with me. But never mind. I think that's what I actually used to get the gold bar. I don't know if I can jump up here with the... conundrum. But there you go. That's Castle Quest on the BBC Micro. Perhaps you'll play it yourself at some point and enjoy it as much as I have. If you've got any requests for other BBC Micro games you'd like to see us play here on Retro Gaming Roundup, then pop a comment below.
Retro Gaming Roundup.